How to love again. So, a lot of people get into relationships, and unfortunately for a lot of people, those relationships cease to be. They come to an end for whatever reason. They can end up causing a lot of emotional situations for most people. Dealing with breakup, it's rarely a pleasant thing. That said, how do you come to love again? So, my name is Stephen Frost. I am the founder of Marriage Matching here in Osaka, Japan. We basically specialize in helping people find the right partner, basically through partner searching. Also, dating coaching services to help people get their mindset in the right shape for finding love. So, the reality, how do you move on? How do you actually find love again? Well, the secret is in there. It's in moving on. When you've been through a relationship, all sorts of things build up. You get belief structures built up around a life together. You get emotional attachments to that person. You have shifts within values at times as well. So there is all this stuff that clusters and basically knits you together. Granted, when it comes to a breakup, there can be a number of different things which can happen on different levels with all of those things. If it is a traumatic breakup because of an infidelity or something like that, it can lead all of that stuff to just fall apart, and it can become very easy to actually move on. There can be times when the two of you just naturally just gravitate apart. There are differences within interests, and you just come to a point where you feel a lack of compatibility, which can basically thin out a lot of the emotion and all of the belief around being together being a good thing. So that can make it a lot easier to move on. For most people, there tends to be a level of emotional attachment that basically proceeds on further through life. May not be something that you think about constantly, but there in the background, there is some kind of attachment. There can be some kind of belief, some thoughts around, well, maybe if we'd done this, maybe if we'd done that, things would be different. How do you move on from that? Well, pure and simple, if you want to find love again, you have to let go of what is in the past. Anything that is basically linking you in or holding you to a former partner or former partners is going to restrict your ability to actually navigate forward to actually find love again. So again, letting go of that stuff, processing through, whether you want to go through journaling, whether you want to go through meditations. Mindfulness meditation can be very, very useful on this kind of thing, because it helps you to detach those emotions and basically just say goodbye to people on a mental and emotional level, spiritual as well for most people out there. Provided you can actually go through those kind of things, you can actually let go very effectively. If you're working with a good dating coach who works on mindset, they will also enable you to, or facilitate the actual release of those kind of things, because most people who work within coaching understand the effect of being tied to someone on a psychological level when you're actually seeking love with someone new in your life. So, how to love again? Pure and simple, you have to let go of everything that has come before. There can be all sorts of things, and if you've watched previous videos, you will know that I'm about to say limiting decisions, limiting beliefs. Those kind of things. You need to get those healed so that you can actually connect with someone to find love again. There are tie-ins here as well with things like the law of attraction. Most people don't really work with the law of attraction on a conscious level. They don't do a huge amount to actually empower their ability to achieve results through it. The reality is it's working there for people constantly. And if you have got stuff which is tying you to a previous partner, even if you have no further contact with them, it is going to basically be seeking out someone who is very, very similar to them and has similar basically attributes and traits to them. Even if you have decided that those things were negative because you have a focus on them, it is going to be gravitating and pulling stuff like that towards you. So healing, letting go of that stuff is going to enable you to find love more effectively. In terms of other things, how to love again when you have had issues with trust. So When there have been issues with trust in previous relationships, one of the best things that you can do is just understand, pure and simple, that those relationships were never meant to be. It can also be worth working within yourself to see if you have issues which are precipitating and causing projection, which causes people to be untrustworthy around you. There can be things within your own belief system which actually nullify your ability to find someone who is trustworthy and honest within relationships. It can be also that because you are so hyped up on looking for stuff with dishonesty and lack of trust, that you start manufacturing situations within relationships which cause that kind of issue, whether it be through infidelity or lying or something else, which breaks that level of trust. Dealing with that self, and again, getting a coach to help you work through this stuff effectively can be a very, very wise thing to do, unless you have become very, very proficient with things like mindfulness meditation or other forms of meditation which will enable release on that kind of thing. So, how to love again? You need to deal with all of the stuff which is blocking love actually coming to you. Pure and simple. Once you can actually let go of anything on any level which is blocking your ability to actually connect with true love effectively, connect with your ideal partner effectively, once you can deal with that stuff, you can love again. And it will become very, very natural for you. A lot of people focus in and say, well, it's difficult to love again after all of the stuff that's happened in the past. It's because they're actually focusing on those things, and also because they have failed to meet the right person. Once all of that stuff has been dealt with, once you have also met the right person, things just naturally click into effect, and the two of you will be able to love effectively together. So, my name again is Stephen Frost. I am the founder of Marriage Matching here in Osaka, Japan. How to love again? Pure and simple. 1, you let go of all of the stuff from the past which is uncomfortable, unpleasant. Even a lot of the pleasant stuff can be wise to let go of as well. Anything that is going to hold you to any previous exes or people that you have held feelings for. Once you have done that, making sure that you actually meet the right person, and then when you do, absolutely love will flow and you will find it easy to love again. Thank you.